What is up, YouTube, ToolTubers of the world? My name is Brad. I am finally back at home, and I figured out I have a lot of tools to go through. So we're going to do the biggest tool haul I've ever had. No, this wasn't all bought in one day. This was stuff that came right before I left to go out on the road last time, and stuff I've ordered along the way or got or received or won. So it's some pretty cool stuff. It's going to be a long one. Hang on for the ride. Alright guys, first things first, let's just get the Harbor Freight stuff out of the way. I mean, I'm not even going to show you the sandpaper and stuff like that I got, because, well, that's boring. These sanding belt cleaners, even for your orbital sanders and stuff. You don't feel like pulling an air hose out, shove that on the sandpaper, kind of cleans it out, pretty good. This little plug cutter set, I think was like $3. As you know, I hate throwing scraps away. So now I can make some plugs or little mini dowels out of some of the scraps before I throw them away. It's a sanding pad for the oscillating tool that I got that y'all just saw the review of. I don't know why I'm throwing everything today either. I went ahead and upsized. I got their real cheapy one, but they had this one on sale for $9.99. I haven't used it yet, haven't tried it yet, so and I think that coupon is expired. I think I got it the day it expired. And then one of the coolest things I got that I liked, it's not in the package anymore because I used it, but these come in a set, and they're different grit polishing wheels. They're great for shining up metal. It goes from 40 all the way to, all the way to 600. There we go. I got them in the wrong order. Alright, let's move on to Amazon. There she is, boys. There she is in all of her glory. I finally got, this is a 12.5 inch Win thickness planer. This one is like $2.50 on Amazon. And it's got really good reviews, actually. So, I'm going to get this out of the box during this break. I'm going to use the shit out of it, and I'll probably review it before I go back on the road. Because I'm about to put this thing through its paces. If it breaks, I want it to break right now. I think I talked about this already, and excuse the air conditioner, but it's hot as hell. Underneath here, underneath all these boxes and shit, is a Win 10-inch drill press. When I sold my Craftsman that was just too big for my shop, I went ahead and got this little one. Here's another thing I got. This was last time I was on my way home. Is this little Tradesman, Craftsman, 3-wheel bandsaw. I've never used a bandsaw before. The saw blades actually came right before I left. I got this Delta joiner. Last time I was on my way home. I got this thing for 25 bucks. $25. Again, the planer knives came in right before I left, and the bandsaw, that little 3-wheel bandsaw, I got for $10. It's either things that were sent to me by other viewers, I won, or was sent to me for review by a company. I'm always upfront, I'm always honest with y'all about what I get sent to me. This 1/2-inch drive Cobra beast of a ratchet. It's got your breaker bar mode, it's got your flex head, and then the coolest thing I think is it locks in that flex head. This is by far the nicest ratchet that is going to be in my toolbox. So thank you, Cat Loco. Pretty freaking awesome, and I appreciate it. By Texas Canvas Wares. No, I never thought I'd be one that that wore an apron in the shop. You know, that was for old guys. But Jesus Christ, man, I am sick and tired of digging sawdust and all kinds of crap out of my pockets when I go in at night. So hopefully this will remedy that. I'm gonna detour real quick. This was one of the projects I restored while I was out working. These are the, remember the barn haul video I had? These are some of the files and stuff I got. They're gonna come up for review soon. I got to play with these a little bit while I was gone just to see what they're really all about. These are pretty cool too. We'll be having a review on these really soon, probably during these next 2 weeks while I'm at home. Mr. Hard Knocks Forge himself. We did a little tool trade. You saw him. I sent him some Roll Gear ratchets, and he sent me a shitload of stuff. The trade was for these old lathe chisels. I guess some other chisels he just had laying around. A Great Neck. Can't remember what all brands, but I know there was a Craftsman, there was a Fuller in here when I looked closely last night. Look at this little small spoke shave I got off of eBay. One of my first eBay purchases I've made ever, I think. I know, I'm a little behind with the times. Paid like 13 bucks including shipping. It's not a Stanley, it's a no-name. And these are just some flush trim bits, right? This is a little bullnose Stanley. A Stanley shoulder plan, I think it's number 52, if I'm correct. Oh, number 78 Stanley shoulder plan. And then got some old chisels from him. Never heard of this one, Crusader, or Crusade, yeah, Crusader. This is my favorite. This is an old Stanley. I got this plane, which is a newer Stanley. It's not old at all. It's steel. It's not cast iron. It's not worth a whole lot. But I got this and a box of electrical pieces, like the different ends for extension cords, outlets, switches, stuff like that, for $12. And I guess she thought this was an electrical tool, so I snagged it up in a heartbeat. Worker gave me this huge damn block of granite, thick, heavy as hell. This is what I flatten my planes on, I sharpen my chisels on. It is dead flat. An Armstrong C-clamp, which sucks as they cut, but pretty cool. I'll put some holes in that, put it on my bench, make a nice little hole down. Replace this with a piece of wood. This old Stanley clamp. Not super old, but cool. Okay. The Harbor Freight 50-inch clamp. They got on sale right now for like 12 bucks. Alright, and on my way home, I stopped at my normal guy in San Antonio that always has antique tools and stuff, and found this. It's a Stanley transitional plane. Usually these are from the 1890s. Here's the cool thing. I got this combo square and the angle finder gauge. You take this out and put this in there, and then you can move it, and it has your degrees right there. But when I got in the truck and I was kind of driving and piddling with this stuff, I know I shouldn't be doing that, but I'm on a long highway that's wide open. Trust me, it's okay. This is a Starrett combination square, and this is also a Starrett angle finder, bevel gauge, whatever you want to call it. Then this, I've never had a micrometer. I don't really know how to use one, but I thought it was cool. Alright, this was my last stop. Alright guys, and keep in mind this is about 3 months worth of tools that I just haven't shown y'all. This is a Columbia, which is a USA made, I believe, from what I've heard, carpenter's vise. It is small. It's only like a 5-inch vise, but it is exactly what I've been looking for. I have a small shop, therefore I don't want a huge vise on my small workbench. So I saw this, and I saw this on Facebook Marketplace, and I sent the guy a message. I said, hey, I'll give you 20 bucks for it. He said, hell yeah. And so I went over there. And on my way, I said, hey, you got any other old woodworking tools and stuff like that? So he came out with this pile, right? This box. Stuff in this coffee can. And then this stuff. So I picked through it, and I think I picked out this little circle maker thing. Nice little Stanley awl. And this little flathead screwdriver. I picked that stuff out, and I put it near this vise. I said, okay, what would you want for this stuff? And he said, I don't know, 30 bucks. And I said, you know what, that's cool, man, because I got a good deal on this. I don't mind paying a little more for the other stuff. So we were still sitting there bullshitting and talking, and he says, well, hey man, let me help load you up. I said, I'm kind of thinking, okay, what do you mean? He grabs all this shit. I was just talking about these few items for 30 bucks. He was talking about all of it. I wasn't going to argue with him, so I took it all. So I got a compass saw, another little block plane. Down inside here, there's a bunch of these cheapy carving chisels, which I don't really carve, but hell, man, I'll take them. This is like a cheapy Craftsman or Stanley. Combo square, another file, some spade bits, this type of old hole saw. I've seen these around. I don't even know how to use these kind. And there's some drum sanders, some chamfer bits, just some sleeves, a big old file he ended up throwing in as well, a pretty nice Stanley hatchet head, because you know I'm kind of a Stanley nut. This little pipe tubing bender, and I don't know what this is for, but I guarantee I'll find a use for it. Yeah, anyways. So, yeah, I got a little bit more than I bargained for, but I wasn't going to argue with him. Alright guys, that pretty much covers it. I know it was a long one. I hope it wasn't too long for you. Hopefully my wife doesn't see this, because she's going to think I spent a ton of money, and I really didn't. I just came across hellacious deals. With all the used tools I bought, I probably didn't spend more than 75 bucks. And then I traded with Knox. Of course, the big power tools, those were a little expensive. You see any of these tools that you want to see reviewed? Like, oh man, I've been thinking about getting that. Can you shoot a review on that? Post it in the comments. Look out for some projects coming up, some tool comparisons. I'm back home, so the videos might come out a little more often. Post a comment on what you want to see reviewed. Keep an eye out for Mike's Tool Shed. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll holler at y'all next time. Peace! Alright guys, I was in the middle of working in the shop, and my wife called me, said she needed me to pick some stuff at the post office. And I had some late arrivals myself. All these items were bought, and there's one more coming. I don't know if I'll get to show it in time. With the winnings from Cat Loco's LS giveaway. I'm not a car guy, so he let me choose to get an Amazon gift card rather than some part for an LS that I don't have. So, awesome move by you, Cat Loco. Just a real quick look. Finally got some 1, 2, 3 blocks. I've been wanting a set of these for a while. And you're saying, man, what do you need those for, Brad? You're not a machinist. These are very handy for setting up your tools. Right there, I know that blade is perfectly at 90 degrees. Yeah, it is. Great for tool setup. Great for using as spacer blocks on the drill press. Stop blocks, I mean, there's a ton of use for those. Checking all your actual squares to make sure they're still square. Great thing to have in a shop. Next is a bunch of these little bitty magnets. These come in very handy. And then these I've been needing. This fence isn't very good. It's good enough. It's better than what you'll find nowadays on contractor saws. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a measuring tape from the blade over on the front, the blade over on the back. Take my time with it, make sure it is very accurate, And then I can tell very closely whether my shit lines up with the front of the fence and the back of the fence. So yeah, that's the plan for that stuff. Also, I'll pop up a picture. This is the other thing coming that Cat Loco bought for me, basically. It is a machinist or an engineer's square. Again, for woodworking, it is a very, very precise tool. You know it's going to stay square, and I can always check it against these. Nothing more irritating than having a square that ain't square. Alright, now I'm really done. Peace!